Hoja Niyaz Haji. Also Xoja Niyaz Haji was a Uyghur independence movement leader who led several rebellions in Xinjiang against the Kumul Khanate, the Chinese governor Jin Shuren, and later the Fui warlord Ma Chung-ying. He is best remembered as the first and only president of the short-lived Turkish Islamic Republic of Eastern Turkestan from early 1933 until the Republic's defeat in 1934. Early life and uprisings. Born in 1889 in a small mountainous village in Kumul Prefecture, Xinjiang, Hoja Niyaz participated in his first rebellion at the age 18, joining a 1907 uprising of peasants and mountaineers against Shah Mazit, hereditary ruler of Kumul. After being defeated, he fled to the Turpan region, where he entered a Stana religious school, and became acquainted with future prominent Uyghur Turpan revolutionary leaders, brothers Maksut and Mahmud Muhyiddin. After 1 year of studying, he left Turpan and went on the Hajj to Mecca, adding to his name the title Haji. In 1912, Hoja Niyaz returned to Xinjiang, where another uprising against the Kumul Khanate, led by Timur Halper, was developing, and he joined the rebellion. Following the treacherous killing of Timur Halper at the banquet held by Xinjiang governor Yang Zengxin, who previously had mediated the conflict and raised Timur Halper to the position of commander of provincial troops in the Kumul region, Hoja Niyaz was forced again to flee. In 1916, he came to the then Russian boundary town of Jarkent, Semi-Rechy Oblast, founded and populated by Ili Uyghurs who had escaped to Russia after 1881, when Qing troops retook the Ili Valley of Xinjiang. In Jarkent, he served under local Uyghur leader and wealthy merchant Valya Hunyuldashev, and, after the Russian Revolution erupted in 1917, helped to organize small, local Uyghur self-defense groups. After the Russian Civil War came to Semi-Rechy, Hoja Niyaz met Uyghur revolutionary Abdullah Rozabakiev, one of the founders of the Inklawi Uyghur Itipaki in 1921, a revolutionary nationalistic organization under umbrella of the Comintern revolutionary leader. In 1923, Hoja Niyaz returned to Xinjiang, first to Gulya, then to Urumqi, where he was involved in organizing underground revolutionary groups and preparing a new rebellion. In 1927, he returned to Kumul for the funeral of his father, and after the death of Kumul Khanate ruler Shah Mazit in March 1930, Hoja Niyaz was appointed to the high position of advisor to new ruler of the Kumul Khanate. Nevertheless, the Xinjiang governor Jin Shuren sought to take advantage of the power vacuum left after the death of Shah Mazit and decreed the abolition of the Kumul Khanate, preventing the new ruler, Shah Mazit's son Nazir, from assuming control. At the same time, Jin Shuren arranged for Han Chinese migrants from Gansu to settle in the abolished Khanate. These events sparked the Kumul Rebellion in 1931, which was led by Hui warlord Ma Chung-ying in Gansu after his June 1931 meeting with Hoja Niyaz and Yulbars Khan. Ma Chung-ying agreed to add his troops to the campaign to topple Jin Shuren. Hoja Niyaz also received support from the Mongolian People's Republic. In autumn 1931 they provided him 600 sets of winter clothes, felt tents and 120 rifles. Rebellion soon spread from the east of Xinjiang throughout the whole province, and by February 1933, when Urumqi was laid siege by joint Uyghur and Hui troops, the provincial government controlled no more than 10% of Xinjiang's territory. On April 12, 1933, General Chiang Shih-sai came to power in Xinjiang after former governor Jin Shuren was toppled off in March by the mutinied Russian Cossack troops, who previously were mobilized by Jin Shuren into provincial army in late 1931 in desperate attempt to quell rebellion. Chiang Shih-sai gained support from USSR after confirming all secret agreements the previous governor concluded with the Soviet Union, and in June 1933, he made an alliance with Xoja Niyaz against Ma Chung-ying. Previous alliance between Xoja Niyaz and Ma Chung-ying was destroyed following the Battle of Jimza. On this battle, Xoja Niyaz forces suffered heavy casualties but forced garrison of Jimza to surrender. Ma Chung-ying forces during the battle guarded mostly the flanks and the back of joint troops, while Uyghur troops were put into the frontal attack on Jimza fortress. Xoja Niyaz agreed to provide the free retreat of besieged garrison in exchange of weapons of the fortress's arsenal. But at night, Ma Chung-ying suddenly came to the fortress, seized all arsenal and joined Chinese garrison to his Tungan troops. He refused to share weapons of the seized arsenal with Xoja Niyaz. That outraged the latter. This happened on May 28, 1933, and on the next few days Xoja Niyaz already met with the representatives of Soviet Consul General in Urumqi Apresov to start peaceful talks with Chiang Shih-sai. Agreement of alliance between Chiang Shih-sai and Xoja Niyaz was signed on June 4, 1933, and at this time the Soviets gave Xoja Niyaz nearly 2,000 rifles with ammunition, a few hundred bombs and 3 machine guns. The newly appointed Soviet consul in Urumqi, Aragon Apresov, who arranged negotiations, forced Xoja Niyaz to turn his troops against Tungan's forces, and that eventually led to the rebellions turning into massacres between different national groups, and its defeat in the hands of provincial troops. Xoja Niyaz marched his troops across Dao and Chang to Turkestan, where he was defeated at the Battle of Turkestan by Tungans under General Ma Shi-ming. Xoja Niyaz then fell back to Kashgar on January 13, 1934, retreating from Aksu through a 300 miles long march by Tengri Tar Mountain Road along the Soviet-Chinese border. Bypassing this way General Ma Fuyuan's Tungan forces, who awaited him on the main road from Aksu to Kashgar, and assumed the presidency of the self-proclaimed Turkish Islamic Republic of Eastern Turkestan, a first East Turkestan Republic. Joining the breakaway republic went against his deal of June 4, 1933 with Chiang Shih-sai. However, offensive of Tungan forces, direct Soviet military intervention into Xinjiang and Soviet ultimate support of Chiang Shih-sai led to the defeat of East Turkestan Republic by June 1934. Quotes. Someone named Niyaz Haji said this to Sven Hedden: "No man can harm me. But these Tungans are no men. They are wild beasts roaming about the streets. It is hopeless to talk to wild beasts. They always have the rifles and pistols ready. They do not understand any other language." A poem was written about Xoja Niyaz about his battles. Father Hoja Niyaz Ghazi, his guns are killing 5. When he is fighting with the Tungans, he is killing thousands of victims of war. Death. There are contradictory statements about his death. Though appointed by Chiang Shih-sai as the vice-chairman of the Xinjiang government and civil governor for life of the Xinjiang province in 1934, Xoja Niyaz actually was separated from his troops and held in Urumqi as a puppet under close supervising of Soviet agents. He was denied denied his request to meet Stalin in person and to settle the Xinjiang issue in accordance with the right of nations to self-determination, which was officially supported by the USSR in its revolutionary doctrine. In April 1937, following the rebellion of the 6th Uyghur Division under General Mahmud Muhiti against the provincial government at Kashgar, Xoja Niyaz was arrested in Urumqi and allegedly executed in 1938. The death penalty was approved by Moscow. Xoja Niyaz and his 120 followers were labeled as counter-revolutionary, Trotskyists, and Japanese agents. Xoja Niyaz rejected all accusations against him, saying that they were all fabricated by Chiang Kai. Being sentencing to the death penalty, Xoja Niyaz said in his last words, "This death sentence is not new for me. Actually, I have died in a day when I came to Urumqi. I will die, but my people will continue to live. Revolution will not be terminated." Other versions speculate he was held alive in prison as far as summer 1943, when he was executed on the orders of Chiang Kai-shek, who restored Kuomintang control over Xinjiang in 1943 following Chiang Kai expelling Soviet military personnel and advisors from the province. The name Niyaz was used for a son of Yulbars Khan. The Turkestan Islamic Party mentioned the first East Turkestan Republican Xoja Niyaz in issue 19 of its magazine Islamic Turkestan.